All right, great. Well, welcome everyone. I'm Harry Ventimiglia, owner of Ventimiglia Realty Team with Keller Williams Preferred Realty. My team, Jackie Tracy, Sarah Judd, and I are excited to be hosting this senior webinar to help seniors and their families become familiar with some of the services available to help them help facilitate the move from their current homes to more senior-friendly housing options. We are grateful to our guest speakers, Debbie DeMaar from Providence Life Services, Rocco Massari from Massari Law, Mike Kerrigan with Movement Mortgage, and Bill Zerinskas with Thornton Powell. We want to thank them for joining us to talk about their services and how they help seniors. For those of you who aren't familiar with Ventimiglia Realty Team, we are a full-service real estate team with Keller Williams Preferred Realty, serving the Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana markets. Both Jackie and I have over 20 years experience in the real estate industry, both in real estate sales and in real estate appraising. In addition to Ventimiglia Realty Team, I have owned a residential appraisal company for over 20 years. Sarah comes to us from a successful career in the service industry and has been a realtor for a little over 2 years. Ventimiglia Realty Team has helped over 80 families with their real estate needs last year. Quite a few of those families were seniors who we worked with on an individual basis to make their moves as stress-free as possible. Some of these families wanted to move quickly, and some we worked with for several years until they were ready to make the move. We know that having patience with the senior market is key to creating a positive experience for them. Tonight, we want to talk about what services our team offers, both our buyers and sellers, and how we will create a strategy that will work for them individually. We also will have our guest speakers talk about the services that they offer to help you. At Ventimiglia Realty Team, we take pride in maintaining a network of trusted professionals who work with our clients to take the stress out of preparing to move. First, I'd like to introduce to you our buyer specialist, Sarah Judd, who will talk about a few of the different senior-friendly housing options we can help you find. You're on mute.
Sorry about that. Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah Judd, and my job and passion is helping our buyers, especially our seniors, find their next perfect home. We understand that any move can be stressful, but helping our senior clients downsize brings on its new set of challenges. When we first meet with our buyers, we schedule an in-depth consultation. We encourage our seniors to include any family members who are going to be part of the process with them. We will take the time to learn what type of housing they are looking for, features that are most important to them, what their time frame is, and what their expected budget is. If they're planning to buy a house, condo, or townhome, we will lay out the buying process and start them up on a search. If they have a home to sell, we will explain that process also. If they are planning to move to independent or assisted living, we will help connect them directly with the sales associates at the top facilities in the area. If our buyer is looking to purchase either a single family, townhome, or condo, we will set them on an automated search through our local multiple listing service. When the client indicates that he or she is interested in a property, we schedule a showing. If the client likes it, we review their must-haves to make sure the house, townhome, or condo offers everything they want and need. We will prepare a competitive offer, and once it is accepted, we will guide them through the rest of the process all the way to closing. If they are financing the deal, we will have Mike work with them to get the best loan option. We will also refer them to Rocco to review the contract and guide them legally through the process. We will also refer them to the top home inspectors, movers, and contractors that have referred to us, mostly from our previous clients. Now, Jackie will discuss how we will help our seniors who need to sell their current home. You're muted now, Jackie.
Sorry about that. So I'm Jackie Tracy, and I work with both the buyers and the sellers on our team. And I love meeting with our clients to put together a complete strategy that takes as much of the stress as possible out of moving. When we meet with our sellers, especially our senior sellers, we take the time to find out exactly what their goals are and what issues are possibly stopping them from making their move. We understand that this move for seniors sometimes needs to happen quickly, and other times it is a process that may take a couple of years to complete. Whichever is the situation for you, we are here to help you with establish a strategy and timeline best for you. Many times, senior sellers get almost paralyzed when they think about how much work needs to be done to get their homes ready to sell. Most have been living in their homes for 20, 30, or even 40 plus years and have a lifetime of theirs and their family's memories and stuff to go through. When we meet with you, we will review the current real estate market and discuss what your home will likely sell for in its current condition and how much more you may sell it for with certain repairs or improvements. We want to make sure that any improvements you are considering will positively impact your home's value. We find that many seniors need the most help with decluttering. It is both a physical and emotional task, and we are always working to find more professionals we can connect you with to help take the stress out of this process. We work with some great companies that will do as much or as little as you want done to help get your home ready to sell and help you get into your new next home. We will determine if you need to sell your home before moving, or if there's a way that we can get you into your new home first and then get your current home sold. Many senior sellers have been surprised to find out that there are financial options or financing options and resources out there to help them be able to buy their next home and move to make the sale of their current home much less stressful. Some are able to borrow from current investments on a short-term basis, while others may be able to secure a traditional loan or a bridge type loan, which Mike will talk more about to make this possible. When you are ready to put your home on the market, we will combine strategic pricing with an aggressive marketing campaign and constant communication to get the home sold quickly and for top dollar. We will start with professional photography to feature your home in its best light. Through Keller Williams, your home will be featured on over 900 websites nationally and on all social media platforms and through email campaigns. We host high-level open houses and also believe in effective old-school direct mail. We will update you and anyone in your family you want included weekly on all feedback and changes in the market. Once your home is under contract, we'll refer you to work directly with your attorney and everyone on the buyer's side to get you to the closing table. As we have discussed, it takes more than a great realty team to get your home sold and get you into your next home. So next, we want to introduce you to some of the professionals we will partner you with.
All right, great, Jackie and Sarah. I'd first like to introduce Debbie DeMaar with Providence Life Services.
I'm the regional care coordinator and I do sales for Providence Life Services, and we're a Christian not-for-profit senior living. For 25 years, I have been advising seniors on their next steps. I can give you an honest, clear picture of what your options are based on all of my years of experience. If you have any questions, please just email me, because we do, not just us, but I know about independent living, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing, respite care, hospice care, everything you could possibly need to know. What I have found in my years of experience is that most seniors wait until it's way too late to make that decision to move. So what I would rather see you do would be to educate yourself before the decision has to be made, so everything is going to be done on your terms. You've got so many options. You have independent living, you have month-to-month rent, you have buy-in ones. You have assisted living that offers 24-hour care, memory care. You've got skilled nursing, which Medicare pays for. Sometimes you have to pay privately. Big news flash, Medicare does not take care of you for the rest of your life for long-term placement. Chances are you're going to be paying privately for it. So you want to make sure before you have that event, the episode, that you make the right choice, that you do your homework and you have a plan in place. Hopefully to a senior living community that's going to offer you independent living all the way through end of life, which is all really nasty to think about right now. But the reality is you kind of want to know what that's going to look like and you want to control it. So independent living is maintenance free living. So that's some minimal services. You come and go, but you have fun, exciting activities. You have assisted living where you have more of a 24-hour care environment. Memory care, same. Supportive living, which is a Medicaid subsidized assisted living. And then skilled nursing, which I think we're all kind of aware of. So you want to talk to some of these financial guys and figure out what the budget looks like, what you see your future looking like, and go out and make that educated decision now. Unfortunately, too many families come to us in the middle of an event and they're forced into a situation that they weren't able to control. If you go out and you do your education now, then you know exactly what you're looking for. You know what that next home and that end of life process is going to be. So really, that's my 3-second commercial.
All right, great, Debbie. I got a question for you. Do you, like, what do you charge to consult? Like if I have a client that's older and they want to talk to somebody, how much do you charge to give them a consultation? 0? Okay, so I could just refer them to you and you'll take care of them?
I've been doing it for 25 years in multiple different senior living environments. I would be more than happy to meet with somebody. If one of my products is not the right option for you, I'd be more than happy to refer you to the right place.
Okay,
I just love seniors and I want to see them happy. I want to see them having the next step as they see it as best as I can.
yeah. You did a great job helping my dad way back in the days. That's how
Well,
I met
he was a
him.
pretty easy man to love.
Yeah.
He really was.
Okay, great.
No, it was my pleasure and it's my honor to care for him.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, next I'd like to introduce our attorney, Rocco Massari at Massari Law.
Good evening. Yes, I'm Rocco Massari. Thanks for the introduction, Harry. Before I get started, I do need to state that this is not legal advice, nor is it specifically directed to anyone. And it does not constitute or establish an attorney-client relationship. Now, continuing off of what Deb said, I spent a lot of time with my great-grandparents and my grandparents as a kid, so I've always had a fondness with older people just because they have so much experience. And so going off of that, I'd like to try to help them, especially with the difficulties that come with age. One of the things that we recommend to most of our clients, and almost all of them get it, are healthcare powers of attorney and property powers of attorney. Those are things that help them ease kind of the stress of some of those, especially the financial decisions during their lifetime. And then with the healthcare, if something, were ever to happen to them, or if they just want somebody there with them to be able to listen and, give their input on decisions, it allows them to do that as well. And also, we always look at what have you have planned for, for your estate? What do you have, and when people hear, oh, estate, oh, that sounds like, a rich person term. No, like your estate is just whatever you have. And what's going to happen to that? What do you want to happen with that? And that's what we're here to help, help you plan what is going to happen. Now, do you have a will? Do they have a trust? We normally recommend a trust, and especially with, with elderly people, some of them have those reverse mortgages. If you have a reverse mortgage and you don't have the property in a trust, and you only have, a will set up, upon your death, your family is going to have to just submit probate, even if that's the only thing you have. And that's actually just going back to the bank. Your family is going to have to pay $2,000 to $3,000 just to get that probated, just to sign the paper away. I recently had a client who had to do that. Whereas recently I've also had someone who the property was in trust, and it allowed them to, once they were able to get through with the reverse mortgage company, get all the necessary paperwork, just sign on the dotted line, send it back, and it was out of their hair, and saved them $3,000 in a lot of headaches. Because a probate case, just to get it open, you're looking at 3 to 4 months, which is a lot of time. Also, we're talking a lot about, sales of homes and stuff like that. Regardless of age, you're going to want somebody who's representing your interests at all times, and someone who's essentially also a trained negotiator. You're going to want someone who is always looking out for your interest and nobody else's. Home inspections can evolve into, a huge disagreement over different things, and you need somebody who's gotten the experience in dealing with those issues and how to more easily clear them up and get through those hurdles. But yeah, we're here to help. And you mentioned consultations, free 30-minute consultation. If somebody wants to, come in, pick my brain, make sure to give me a call first, and we'll schedule something for you.
All right, great, Rocco. Thanks a lot. Now, we'd like to hear from Mike Kerrigan with Movement Mortgage, and he's going to talk about loan and financing options available to seniors.
All right, thanks, Harry. I apologize in advance. My border collie Oliver is acting up in the background, so if you hear some loud barking, I apologize. But yeah, just to give everyone a little bit about me. Like I said, Mike Kerrigan. I work for a company called Movement Mortgage, and my branch is in Mokina, just off of 191st and LaGrange. And I've been working with Jackie and Harry and Rocco for multiple years now. Actually financed Rocco's house, I think, about the one he's currently in a few years ago. And a little more about me. I'm licensed in Illinois, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Indiana. So I can help with any of those states. And if anyone wants to purchase outside of those states, I can refer them to other employees of my company. My company's nationwide, so I can help out basically in any of the states around. I do offer a lot of services for all types of people. Just to give a little detail more towards people that are seniors in certain situations. The first thing I wanted to point out specifically for seniors, a couple things. Number one, you cannot be discriminated on based on your age. So it doesn't matter how old you are. If you want a 30-year mortgage to have a smaller mortgage payment, you can absolutely do that. There's no discrimination based on age for the amount of years you can borrow on a loan. There's no issues with your income or even your employment. So keep that in mind. There's no discrimination whatsoever for that. A couple other things Jackie touched on, that we do offer what they call bridge loans. And a lot of seniors are in a position sometimes where they've lived in a house for maybe 30 or 40 years. In fact, Harry, Jackie, and Sarah, we closed a file for a lady and her son in that situation last month. She lived in Justice, Illinois for 40 years, and she wanted to purchase a house in Mokina. But the key was that she didn't want to sell the house in Justice until, for a while, until after she bought the property in Mokina, so she could take her time, slowly ease things into the new house, and take her time to get the house she was going to move out of eventually, get it ready for sale. So there's many options that we can offer to help you with that. There's home equity lines of credit you can take out against the house you live on to purchase the new house. There's all kinds of different avenues. So that's something that if you guys have any interest, we can talk about some of those options. The other unique program that we offer for seniors is a program which is called asset depletion. So basically, some seniors may have, if they're on a fixed income, there may be a concern with getting approved because the amount of money that you're making isn't as much as it was when you were working versus when you're now retired on maybe a pension or Social Security, perhaps. So an additional way to help get you approved and get over that issue with income, if you have money saved up in a retirement of some sort or other assets, there's a formula where we can actually look at what your assets are, and there's a formula to actually convert that into additional monthly income to get you approved for a mortgage. So those are just some of the unique things that I wanted to bring up in regards to seniors that are wanting to purchase. Just to give some generic detail as far as the properties that type of properties we can lend on. We can lend on condominiums, townhomes, single family residences, and any multi-units up to 4 units. The things that we may have issues lending on are properties that are over 4 units, or if you don't want to purchase the property in your name, if you wanted to do it in an LLC, perhaps those are going to be issues that may be problems. You can certainly purchase a house in a trust if you're trying to, protect your assets. You just can't purchase in a land trust. So that's just a couple things of do's and don'ts. As far as programs that we offer conventional loans, which can be as little as 5% down, all the way, over 20% down is fine. We offer FHA loans, which are minimal amount down, 3.5% down. If you're a veteran, we offer VA loans. We have down payment assistance loans, and we also have home equity loans. And like I mentioned, home equity loans can be useful, especially if you already own property and you want to use the equity in that house to purchase another house. A lot of people, that's a popular method. Other than that, I just wanted to share, that's all I have. And appreciate you guys' time.
All right, great, Mike. Thanks a lot. Now, if someone wants to call you and pick your brain, do they need to set up an appointment? Do they got to pay for consultation, anything like that?
No, absolutely not. Just give me a call. We can schedule a time to talk. You could either do it in person or we can meet at my office or at your office. Yeah, there's never a charge just for a consultation.
Okay, great. All right, next up is Bill Zerinskas with Thornton Powell Insurance, and he'll talk about insurance issues seniors may encounter.
Thanks, Harry, and to your team and everybody here tonight. As Harry mentioned, I'm Bill Zerinskas with Thornton Powell Insurance. We're an independent insurance agency in Oak Forest. We've served the southwest suburbs and beyond for the last 40 years. I've done this a brief 20 of those as well. So just wanted to take a few minutes this evening, talk about, like Harry said, some of the insurance matters that some of our either seniors or our families who, if they have seniors in their family and they're, helping them navigate some of those things. These are some of the most common questions or topics that come up. So I just wanted people to know that we can help in those areas. The first one, and some of them you've kind of heard from some of the other partners here today already, but we work with a lot of clients when it comes to Medicare. So, whether most people know, hey, I'm 65, it's probably time to get on Medicare, but that might be all that they know. They don't really understand, when do I got on Medicare? When should I enroll? How does that affect other benefits that I have? I hear that there's penalties if I don't do it at the correct time. If you're watching TV at all this time of year, you're seeing 1,000 commercials a day about maybe free programs and maybe Medicare Advantage and maybe supplements. So we can kind of help with all of those things. Even if it's just as simple as sitting down, it's usually we tell everybody, look, somewhere between the ages 62 and 65, sit down with somebody who understands Medicare so that you could at least navigate it, right? And even if it's not a program that we handle, at least we could point you in the right direction. So again, when to enroll, how to avoid penalties, hopefully get rid of the stacks and stacks of mail that our seniors get in the mail every day for 2 years prior to turning 65, and just have somebody trusted that could kind of help them navigate it, right? So Medicare comes up all the time with our seniors and their families. The second topic is final expense. We hear that all the time. Hey, I really don't want Johnny and Joan to have to pass their hat around if I pass away. I saw Alex Trebek on TV. Well, they used to say he was on TV. I know he passed away as well too, but how is it possible that companies can give me life insurance, but they don't ask me any health questions? So we deal with a lot of carriers that offer those types of programs. And the truth behind those is that those companies out there can offer insurance to anybody because there's waiting periods, right? So, but the problem with a lot of them is those waiting periods could be 2 or 3 years. And if you're 80 years old, you may not want to wait 3 years for your insurance to kick in. I'm only in my 40s and I don't want my insurance to take 3 years to kick in. So we really research the carriers, how their contracts are written, and making sure that your insurance can start as quick as possible, even if you're not answering any of those health questions. So that's a big topic that we're asked about all the time. So the third one, and it was brought up earlier, I know Deb mentioned things about long-term care services. Some of those things, they're not covered by Medicare. So our clients are constantly asking, well, how do I get those services paid for? And have they asked early enough, like she mentioned, or is it too late because you're asking because you need the services now? So we have clients in their 30s that start talking about long-term care going, hey, I'd like to plan ahead. We have clients that are in their 70s or 80s that are asking about it, but it's a topic that everybody should at least ask about so you can understand, what does long-term care actually cover? Does it cover me in this type of facility or that type of facility? What if my family wants to take care of me? How does that affect things? So there's just so many moving pieces to that it's just really important. That it's just another topic that whether you're a senior already or you're heading in, you want to be someday, we all want to make it there, then it's probably a topic that warrants a few minutes of discussion. I do hour-long workshops on long-term care alone, so I'm cramming a few things into 30 seconds. 2 other topics that we're asked about very, very regularly from our seniors and their families. One is, hey, I might outlive my money. You know, I'm 60, I'm 70, I'm 80, I'm feeling great. And are there programs out there that could help me maybe keep a paycheck, you know, kind of like Social Security or other things, you know, for the rest of my life? And they're out there. So you just kind of have to know what you're looking for, and where to ask for help, right? We don't know what we don't know. So again, that's something that's asked about all the time. And then things that are just very, very basic, and probably the reason that I was introduced to Harry and his team back in the beginning is because we do a ton of home and auto insurance. And I mean, my grandfather turned 92 the other day, and we had his birthday party, and he's still driving, and we're a little worried about him, but he's still doing, you know, we think he can tell when the light's red and green, so we're not too worried. But certain insurance companies treat our seniors better than others, just like they treat 16-year-old drivers better than others, and 30 and 40 and 50-year-olds, right? So we really kind of take pride in searching out what programs that they offer for our seniors, how their pricing is based. I mean, places like Auto Owners, to drop a name, they continually get ranked top on the JD Power and Associates Awards every year for service. They continually take care of our clients just better and at lower premiums. So anything in those, just kind of recapping those, whether questions regarding Medicare, regarding final expenses, long-term care questions. I'm one of 2 owners here at Thornton Powell, and we've got 20 people here that really know their stuff. So any questions that you ever have, please just call. Harry will ask if we charge for any of that next, I think is kind of the trend here. We do not. So, you know, feel free to call anytime, and any help we can offer. Again, even if it's a product or a program that we don't sell, we're still going to point you in the right direction to any of our partners here or beyond. So thank you.
All right, great, Bill. Thanks a lot. All right.
Can
now,
I
as we
piggyback
mentioned-
on that a little bit?
Sure.
So it's not uncommon for me to do tours for people that are in their 40s and 50s that are researching long-term care insurance, and they're curious about what the costs would look like, whether or not the policies are worth it. So don't be afraid to call us for stuff like that when you're, again, back to preparing for your future. We're here in your 50s while you're figuring out what your 80s are going to look like. It's all about planning. So yeah, so I'm with Bill. Do your research.
All right, awesome. All right, great. As we mentioned earlier, we also work with several companies who specialize in different levels of moving and clean out services. Jackie, could you talk a little bit about that?
You're on mute, Jackie.
Oh, sorry about that. So anyway, so when we first meet with our senior sellers, we work with them to determine what exactly needs to be done to get their homes ready to sell. And a huge part of this is usually decluttering, packing, possibly arranging for an estate sale, and sometimes even coordinating the move and getting them unpacked in their new home. And we work with several companies and contractors who will take on part or all of these jobs to take the stress physically and emotionally out of making the move. One company that we work with is Creative Home Services. And in fact, when who was mentioning that? Oh, Mike was mentioning the client that we just helped make the move to Mokina. They hired Creative Home Services, and they're a full service company who they'll come into your home. They'll help you determine what items you want to keep, what items you want to donate, what items you want to sell. They carefully pack what you want to keep, and they move it to your new place or residence. And then after the move, they may arrange for an estate sale and then coordinate with you for any repairs that need to be done before we put the house up for sale. And typically the proceeds from the estate sale will be put towards their fees, which makes this option much more affordable than many sellers anticipate. And while Creative Home Services is getting the home ready to sell, Ventimiglia Realty Team will start pre-marketing the home. And this helps generate interest in the home quickly and sometimes gets it sold before we even go live. Now, if you don't need this full service type of help, We work with several companies that can help you with the clean out before, during, or after your move. One company, Pink Tree Services, will come take away the items that you want to donate and can offer many handyman services to get your home ready to sell. So as you can see, we will work with you individually to connect you with the level of service that works best for you.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Jackie. Now we're at the part where we have any, does anybody have any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
So my parents are definitely aging and I am the eldest daughter, so it's kind of my responsibility to make sure they're going to be okay in their transition. I'm actually in search of transitional homes for my parents. They're recently divorced, even though they're in their old age, and I have to find separate homes for both of them. And working with an agency like you guys, Ventimiglia Realty, what is the sequence in the order of all of this? It seems like it would be overwhelming for my parents. So is there an order that you decide? First they do the trust, then they do the insurance? Like, what is the sequence? How do you decide what is best for that family or that person?
Yeah, you would probably talk to Rocco first and get the trust and everything that he's talking about, all that taken care of. And then you could talk to us and then we'll point you in a direction whether to talk with Deb next or Mike Kerrigan if they want to finance it or if they're paying cash, you know, and then you always got to talk to Bill also about insuring it all.
So you guys help us through the whole process of sequencing each step of the way. It's not like we just get handed off to either one of them and figure it out, but you guys make recommendations about which person to speak with.
Yeah, we'll definitely be holding your hand the whole way through. You know, some seniors, they want to move real quick. We help them with that, and other seniors, you know, we've had people we've been talking to for a couple of years, helping them through this process, you know, and it's just, you got to move at their speed. So, yeah, but we'll stay with them the whole way, you know, from talking with Deb all the way to Rocco and everybody else. We'll be with them the whole time.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, great. Are there any further questions? Okay, wonderful. All right, we want to thank you for joining us and thank our guest speakers for coming in and talking a little bit about their services. We've been displaying our guest contact information throughout the webinar, but if you haven't been able to grab it, you can always call or text me at 708-505-5111, or you can email me at Harry@Ventimiglia Realty Team, all one word.com, and I'll get you all their information. And if you know anyone that is thinking about making a move anytime in the next year or so, make sure you give them their information to contact us. It's never too early to start. Our goal at Ventimiglia Realty Team is to make sure our clients are partnered with not just a great real estate team, but also partnered with great attorneys, lenders, contractors, and other professionals to make their move as pleasant of an experience and as stress-free as possible. Thanks everybody for coming and have a great night.